Hey everybody, it's Richie V, and it is Tuesday, November 12th, Monday, November 12th. I like live in days that I just don't know anymore. We've all experienced yesterday's 11/11/11 amazing access gateway portal of just awesomeness. And, you know, my third eye was forced open yesterday. And I am guided to talk about how past lives and trauma are still coming undone now. And when I say like, so I'm an open conduit for the Celestials because I am an Celestial. I am a Starlighter. And what that is creators and originators of universes. And at this point, I need to shatter the paradigm of what has been here. And I could not have gotten a more foretelling phone call after getting the look for a sign oracle card from my amazing angel deck. And sitting here trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do. How do you go against all standards? And this person's perspective, speaking about children, really just the light bulb went off. And then I was guided to pick my cards from my unicorn deck, my dolphins and mermaid, and then just 2 cards from my angels. And they specifically just want, for this video, this. We don't need to really explain any further. The card screams and says it itself. And this, as I become aware of more and more of what the Celestials are, light workers are here. And this is nothing against light workers. We're all beings of light. But there is a system, and the tier lateral system here of how powerful I am gets in the way of understanding how the system works. Because just because you may be, and we're gonna describe creation as a massive funnel, and at the top of that funnel are beings that monitor all of creation. Above them is God, Creator, Master Prime, Computer Source. We're going to use every word under the sun that everybody else uses. And if this isn't resonating with you, that's great. It will eventually. We're not even going to say blah, blah, blah. It will eventually. And that's not my mind. That's literally like coming through. Like, it will eventually. The "you're ready" is followed by listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. What are you feeling from this? What are you feeling? You might look at me and think X, Y, and Z, and that's great. Judge away. But guess what you got to work on, babies? I know my biggest thing is stepping into this, stepping into what I am, understanding what I am, understanding that my ascension journey is exactly this, but also understanding that it's been hijacked. And that's why so many beings are here right now, to unhijack our beautiful experiences. I want to cry because the emotions run through. And it took a lot to get to this point. And after last night's, I'm going to put it to you this way. They had me guided to build Trinitron Star. I thought it was Metatron Star originally. And when Trinitron came through, I was like, what the fuck? Trinitron? Like, what are we hijacking? Like, I couldn't even be more original. And then somebody said, I knew there were other Trons out there. And it was like, oh my God, how many other Trons are there out there? And I have become aware of Trinitron. And I know there are other Trons out there. And at this point, I know there's going to be other Trons that are going to come to me. Because I've also seen what they do above all of creation, where these waves of energy are coming from, behind the sun, behind the moon. And those of you that know what I'm talking about are going to understand, because I'm not guided to go further than that. But yesterday's wave, they talk about on here, and this is not negating anyone's personal journey, but what I'm noticing and what they're trying to do is there are too many sects that are happening. S-E-C-T-S, not sex. Sects of this road, this mass confusion. And the one thing I always get is you weren't ready to know yet. And the other thing I always get is creation start point, their frequency origination. They get back to their frequency origination and then they go higher. Not I'm better than you, higher to God. So I watched a video yesterday that describes all these different things, and I'm like, well, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I didn't do it like that. I didn't do it like that. And what did that create? That created fear, because it's each person's journey. Ascension is not about doing it right. It's about doing it, what your guidance system is saying to you. They had to remind me yesterday that we didn't just open a portal for our galactic recoding that came through. We brought in a star system. And all of you out there that are going to be like X, Y, and Z, bring in a star system and you'll know what I'm talking about. Creation is a beautiful concept, and we come back here to experience. The recycle system robs that experience. There's a lot that's coming to fruition, and it's not going to be stopped anymore. If you're seeing this video, that means I'm reaching one person. And I know I have a person that I have met in my physical realm that we're to starlight the further movement of lightworkers. And if you're out there thinking that Gaia can't handle these frequencies yet, you need to go further inward, because there's something else you have to work on. And you have to go to a different lifetime. And you have to go to a lifetime off the planet. Because there are lifetimes where it has been the same thing. And yesterday, when I knew to ask for my third eye to be open, because it's supposed to be open. I'm supposed to be able to see. I'm supposed to be able to funnel that information out without a massive clog. And when we started it, I could literally feel my oversoul fearful to open it. It wasn't just me. It was my oversoul. Anubis stepped in and was like, bitch, I'm holding that shit open. And then he did. And I had to relive every ounce of fear that I white light bound my third eye closed in multiple lifetimes because of the traumas that just further exacerbated it. Yeah, it's a lot more in depth and complicated than we're realizing, but that's why the Starlighters are here. The lightworkers are here to build and do, and the Starlighters are here to further their light, further humanity's light, move humanity closer to the galactic council, bring Gaia back to the galactic council. That's Vorn. He comes through now. It's not time for children running around in the schoolyard like wild animals. We have to come together. You gotta stop telling people they're doing it wrong or right. They're doing it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. We're striving for societies where all of this is easy. All of this is amazing once more. You know, one thing I often notice too with my cards, when I try to control what they're trying to say to me, that's ego. Ego's not bad, but it's mind ego. And I get information downloads while I'm speaking, and it's like, oh my God, that light bulb makes sense. I can actually break that apart more so. And any encountering roadblock I seem to hit, when my mind wants to take over and debate, my heart goes, please don't do that. And you know where I go? I don't go here or here. I go up. And I get that proper response. And the one response I get constantly is, in synchronism eventing, all confusion will be revealed. You can't challenge that. You can't challenge that. I couldn't challenge that. I'm like, okay, and we're all running on synchronisms at this point. I hardly check the clock. I have to be mindful of linear time because I need to go and do my job to make money, to keep my roof over my head. But also, being a master builder, I kept thinking it was about the green, the paper, the dead Gaia energy that's cursed, because it is cursed. It's not about that. There's so much more. We can do so much more in the energies. So much more in the energies. Yesterday, I was guided through my unicorn cards before I got my galactic download, before I could send out my reverberation to everybody, about different things, about a bank. And I knew about the bank months ago, and I saw on YouTube somebody got the bank download yesterday, and it's like, do you see now, bitch? You gotta step forward. You gotta move forward. You got to be. You have to be. Be aware. Stop watching TV. Stop searching outside yourself. This knows. This. All of that. It's time to bring back the original language. The language of light. The language of the galactics. Yes, there are different versions of it, but it all speaks to the same point. I hardly want to speak in this language anymore. It doesn't feel right. I can't keep up with what's going on in my energies at this point. All I want to do all the time is basically, that was like, the veil of illusions are coming off of you individually now. The confusions, the understanding that you may have all this information, you may have all this knowledge, and you might have wisdom behind it. But when you're guiding, guide from source, from God, through your higher over all selves. You're all working for that same position, ascension. It's just misconstrued right now because what we're experiencing isn't right. Get shungite, surrounded by quartz pointing outwards. And it doesn't have to be this massive piece. It could be a small little piece. Remember, the size is not what matters. It's the power that's inside of it. Yeah. Everyone wants big, 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 big. It's awesome. It's amazing. But sometimes something this small, the blue marble that is Gaia, the library well of information that was a vacation planet that we all added information to before it was hijacked multiple times. And we're going to go back to millions of years, time before time. It's shifting. It's shifting. This little blue marble is a well of wisdom in her own right. Her own right. And she's this small in the grand scheme of everything. Think about that. Just think about that. Let your heart feel that. I've got nothing to gain by this. I'm not going out there making a ton of money, but I know that I'm stepping into a role now at this point, and I know I'm gonna meet people that are gonna be like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you can blah, blah, blah all you want. I'm still gonna do what I gotta do. Because if I don't reach you, I could reach 5 others. Those 5 others will reach 5 others. Do you see how it grows? Do you see how it grows? One thing that I was constantly told is, you can't mix the decks. It'll blah, blah, blah. That's the old way. I use these cards just to plug in to the computer system, to their wells, to their information files. And this is what I get. What I get. They start with, grab your unicorn and grab your mermaid and dolphin cards. I don't even pick them. They jump out at me because I'm not in control. Not in control. And you can blah, 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 because I'm literally getting, oh, someone's gonna. I'm not in control, but I'm in control. Let that sink in. My oversoul and I tried realigning last year, and I sure as hell wasn't ready. Everything that was haywiry inside of this vehicle made that alignment even more haywiry. And then I went through what I went through. And it wasn't coincidental that I went through what I went through, because it was hijacked once again. Shungite. Crystal-charged waters. Proper diet. Proper environments. Exposure, if you're going to watch TV, to things that make your heart happy, that give your heart messages, that further your happiness. Shit, watch cartoons. Watch cartoons. Play with toys. Draw. Sketch. Sing. Skip down the street. Skip down the street. Hug a freaking tree, man. Journal. Clean your home. Clean your home. And be okay with working a 3D job. Oh God, that hurts. Okay, I hear you. That can supply you while you're doing your 5D and higher career. You can't jump from one to the other, because then you're running into a fear wall. You must find compromise and balance as you jump from one scale to the other scale to learn how to master the middle of the scale. I love you guys. Starlighters, if you're out there, because there's very few of us here, it's time to wake up. We need to supercharge our lightworkers so they can supercharge Gaia. The councils want to come here, but we need to shift the density. Much love, my loves. A little bit of money to a charity or somebody on the street goes a very long way. Keeps that flow going. It's gonna get a heck of a lot better. I just know. Namaste, everybody. Namaste.